Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about cloves, not garlic cloves, but actual cloves, those small, dark, nail-shaped flower buds you've probably seen in holiday ham recipes or tucked into an orange as decoration during Christmas. Most people think of cloves as nothing more than a baking spice, something Grandma used in her pumpkin pie. But the science behind this ancient spice tells a very different story. Cloves have been used medicinally for over 2,000 years across Asia, the Middle East, and parts of Africa. Traditional healers prescribed them for toothaches, digestive trouble, infections, and inflammation long before modern pharmacology existed. And now, finally, Western research is catching up with what those healers already understood. For those of us over 60, cloves offer something particularly valuable. They address several of the most common health concerns that come with aging: joint pain, weakened immunity, blood sugar instability, bone density loss, and sluggish digestion, all from something that weighs less than a gram. So let's walk through exactly what happens inside your body when you eat just 2 cloves every single day for 1 week, day by day, system by system. And I think you'll be genuinely surprised by what the research shows. Let's start with day 1. You chew or swallow 2 small cloves. The first thing that happens is immediate. You feel it in your mouth. That warm, slightly numbing sensation on your tongue and gums. That's eugenol at work. Eugenol is the primary active compound in cloves, making up about 80 to 90% of clove oil. Dentists have used eugenol-based preparations for over a century to numb toothaches and treat gum infections. So right there, within the first 30 seconds, cloves are already working as a natural pain reliever and antiseptic inside your mouth. Now, for seniors dealing with receding gums, sensitive teeth, or early-stage gum disease, and that includes roughly 68% of adults over 65, this daily habit can make a noticeable difference within just a few days. The antibacterial properties of eugenol help reduce the harmful bacteria colonies responsible for plaque buildup, bad breath, and gum inflammation. But the benefits don't stop in your mouth. As those cloves travel down into your stomach, something else begins. Cloves stimulate the production of digestive enzymes, the chemicals your body uses to break down food properly. Many seniors experience a gradual decline in enzyme production after 60. Food sits heavier, bloating becomes more frequent. Acid reflux creeps in after meals that never used to cause problems. 2 cloves can gently nudge that enzyme production back into better territory. They also help relax the smooth muscle lining of your gastrointestinal tract, which reduces cramping and gas. Think of it as a gentle reset button for a digestive system that's been running a little sluggish. One gentleman I read about in a health forum, 72 years old, retired postal worker from Ohio, said he'd struggled with uncomfortable bloating after every dinner for 3 years. His doctor suggested over-the-counter antacids. Instead, he started chewing 1 clove before lunch and 1 before dinner. Within 4 days, he said the bloating was cut in half. By the end of the week, he described his stomach as quiet for the first time in years. Now, that's one person's experience, but the mechanism behind it is well documented in gastroenterological research. By day 2 and 3, something deeper is happening. The eugenol and other antioxidant compounds in cloves, including flavonoids and phenolic acids, begin accumulating in your bloodstream at levels sufficient to influence systemic inflammation. Let me explain what that means in plain language. Inflammation is your body's alarm system. When you cut your finger, inflammation sends healing cells to the wound. That's healthy. But as we age, many of us develop what doctors call chronic low-grade inflammation, a constant, simmering state where the alarm system never fully shuts off. It quietly damages blood vessels, irritates joints, stresses the heart, and accelerates cellular aging. Chronic inflammation is connected to arthritis, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, and even certain cancers. Researchers sometimes call it inflammaging, inflammation plus aging, because the two feed off each other in a vicious cycle. Here's where cloves step in. The antioxidant capacity of cloves is extraordinary. In fact, cloves rank number 1 on the ORAC scale. That's the oxygen radical absorbance capacity scale, which measures how well a food neutralizes free radicals. Cloves score higher than blueberries, higher than dark chocolate, higher than turmeric, significantly higher. 2 cloves per day deliver enough concentrated antioxidant power to begin reducing oxidative stress markers in your blood within 48 to 72 hours. For your joints, this means less swelling, less morning stiffness, and gradually improved mobility. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that eugenol inhibited several key inflammatory pathways, specifically COX-2 and NF-κB, which are the same pathways targeted by common anti-inflammatory medications like ibuprofen. The difference being that cloves accomplish this without the gastric bleeding risk, kidney strain, or cardiovascular side effects that long-term NSAID use carries for older adults. Many seniors take ibuprofen or naproxen daily for knee pain, hip stiffness, or arthritic fingers. And while those medications absolutely have their place, adding 2 cloves daily may allow some people, with their doctor's guidance, to reduce their reliance on those drugs over time. If your knees ache every morning when you swing your legs out of bed, if your fingers feel stiff wrapping around a coffee mug, if your lower back protests every time you bend to tie your shoes, pay attention to how days 2 and 3 feel with cloves in your system. The changes are subtle at first, a slight loosening, a fraction less pain, but they build. Now, days 3 and 4 bring us to something critically important for the millions of seniors managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. Blood sugar regulation. Roughly 1 in 4 Americans over 65 has type 2 diabetes. Another estimated 48% have prediabetes, meaning their blood sugar levels are elevated but haven't crossed the diagnostic threshold yet. That's a staggering number. Nearly 3 out of 4 seniors are dealing with some degree of blood sugar dysfunction. Cloves contain compounds called nigericin and polyphenols that improve insulin sensitivity. In simpler terms, they help your cells respond better to insulin, the hormone responsible for moving sugar out of your blood and into your cells for energy. When insulin sensitivity improves, your blood sugar levels stabilize. The dangerous spikes after meals become smaller. The crashes between meals become less severe. A controlled study from the Pakistan Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences gave diabetic participants between 1 and 3 grams of cloves daily, roughly 2 to 6 cloves, for 30 days. The group consuming cloves showed significant reductions in fasting blood glucose, total cholesterol, LDL cholesterol, and triglycerides compared to the control group. Their blood sugar markers improved across the board. By day 3 or 4 of your own clove routine, your pancreas is getting subtle support. Your cells are beginning to accept glucose more efficiently. You might notice fewer energy crashes in the afternoon, less of that foggy, tired feeling 2 hours after eating, more steady, even energy throughout the day. One important note: if you currently take diabetes medication like metformin or insulin, do not adjust your dosage without speaking to your doctor first. Cloves are a complement, not a replacement, but they are a powerful complement, and your physician should know you're incorporating them. If you're over 60 or caring for an elderly loved one, this information could genuinely be life-changing. I'd love for you to keep watching because what happens on days 5 through 7 is where the most remarkable transformations occur, and if anything so far has resonated with you, maybe the joint pain section, maybe the blood sugar piece, drop a comment below telling me which benefit matters most to you. I read every single one. Day 5. Your immune system is responding now. As we age past 60, our immune function naturally declines, a process immunologists call immunosenescence. It's why older adults are more vulnerable to flu complications, pneumonia, urinary tract infections, and why wounds heal more slowly than they did at 40. The immune system still works, but it's running on fewer cylinders. Cloves provide measurable immune support through multiple mechanisms working simultaneously. First, their antibacterial properties. Eugenol has demonstrated activity against E. coli, Staphylococcus aureus, and even certain antibiotic-resistant bacterial strains. Second, their antifungal properties. Clove compounds inhibit candida growth, which is relevant for seniors prone to oral thrush or fungal skin infections. Third, their antiviral activity. Preliminary research suggests eugenol may interfere with viral replication mechanisms, but perhaps most importantly for daily immune resilience, cloves support white blood cell production and function. Your white blood cells are the soldiers of your immune army. By day 5 of consistent clove consumption, those soldiers are better equipped. They respond faster to threats. They communicate more efficiently with each other through chemical signals called cytokines. A 78-year-old woman from Florida wrote in a wellness blog that she used to catch every cold her grandchildren brought home from school. She described herself as a magnet for every bug within 10 feet. After starting a daily clove routine, 2 cloves in her morning oatmeal, she went through an entire winter season without a single cold for the first time in over a decade. Coincidence? Perhaps. But the immunological research suggests otherwise. During cold and flu season especially, this simple habit creates a stronger first line of defense. Your body catches invaders earlier, fights them more effectively, and recovers faster when something does break through. Day 6 brings us to 2 areas rarely discussed in connection with cloves: bone health and liver function. Osteoporosis affects approximately 10 million Americans, 80% of whom are women. Another 44 million have low bone density. After 60, bone loss accelerates significantly, increasing fracture risk from falls that might have caused nothing more than a bruise 20 years earlier. A broken hip after 70 can be catastrophic. It changes mobility, independence, and in some cases, life expectancy. Cloves contain manganese, a trace mineral essential for bone formation and calcium absorption. Just 2 cloves provide a meaningful percentage of your daily manganese requirement. Manganese activates enzymes involved in building bone matrix, the structural scaffold that gives your bones their strength and flexibility. Without adequate manganese, calcium can't properly integrate into bone tissue, no matter how much milk you drink or how many calcium supplements you take. Eugenol has also shown promise in animal studies for preserving bone density under conditions that normally accelerate bone loss. While human trials are still ongoing, the preliminary evidence suggests that cloves may help slow the rate of age-related bone thinning. Simultaneously, your liver is benefiting. The liver processes every medication, every toxin, every metabolic byproduct your body produces. For seniors taking multiple prescription medications, and the average American over 65 takes 4 or more, the liver carries an enormous workload. Clove antioxidants, particularly eugenol and gallic acid, help protect liver cells from oxidative damage and support the organ's natural detoxification pathways. A study in the journal Biological and Pharmaceutical Bulletin demonstrated that eugenol reduced markers of liver stress and helped normalize liver enzyme levels in subjects with elevated readings. Think of it as giving your liver's cleaning crew better equipment to work with. Section 6. Day 7. The cumulative effect. 20 to 23 Stutbingings. Day 7. 1 full week. And here's what's happening now. All of these individual benefits are layering on top of each other. Better digestion means better nutrient absorption, which means your bones, immune cells, and liver all receive more of what they need. Reduced inflammation means less joint pain, which means more physical activity, which means better blood sugar control and stronger bones. Improved blood sugar means more stable energy, which means better sleep, which means faster cellular repair overnight. This is the compounding effect. Each system supports the others. 2 tiny cloves set off a cascade that touches nearly every major function in your aging body. By day 7, most people report some combination of the following: more comfortable digestion after meals, slightly less morning stiffness in their hands or knees, more stable energy without afternoon crashes, fresher breath, and a general sense of feeling slightly more together physically. The changes aren't dramatic overnight. Nobody's throwing away their walker after a week of cloves. But the trajectory shifts, the needle moves. And if you continue past 1 week into 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, the research suggests those benefits deepen and stabilize considerably. Now let me give you some practical guidance on how to incorporate cloves safely and effectively. The simplest method: chew 2 whole cloves in the morning, either alone or alongside your breakfast. The taste is intense, warm, slightly numbing. Some people love it, others find it overwhelming at first. If chewing raw cloves feels like too much, here are alternatives. Steep 2 cloves in hot water for 10 minutes. Drink it as a mild tea. Add a touch of honey if you prefer sweetness. You can also grind cloves into powder and sprinkle half a teaspoon into oatmeal, yogurt, smoothies, or warm milk. Some people press 2 cloves into a banana and eat them together. The fruit softens the intensity beautifully. A few cautions worth mentioning. Cloves have mild blood-thinning properties. If you take warfarin, aspirin, or other anticoagulant medications, consult your doctor before starting a daily clove habit. The interaction risk is low at 2 cloves per day, but transparency with your physician is always wise. Also, more is not better. Stick to 2 or 3 cloves daily. Excessive consumption, 10 or more cloves per day, can irritate the stomach lining or interact with medications more aggressively. 2 cloves is the sweet spot where benefits are strong and risks are minimal. Pregnant or nursing women should also check with their healthcare provider, though this applies to fewer of our senior viewers. Store your cloves in a cool, dark, airtight container. Whole cloves maintain potency for up to a year. Ground cloves lose their medicinal strength faster, within about 6 months. Buying whole and grinding fresh gives you maximum benefit. Let's bring everything together. In just 7 days, 2 cloves daily can begin supporting your oral health, your digestion, your inflammatory response, your blood sugar stability, your immune resilience, your bone density, and your liver function. 7 systems, 2 cloves, 1 week. This isn't a miracle cure. I never want to mislead you into thinking any single food replaces medical care, proper nutrition, regular movement, and good sleep. But cloves represent something beautiful. An accessible, affordable, natural tool that works alongside everything else you're already doing for your health. Our bodies after 60 deserve more than just maintenance. They deserve nourishment. They deserve support from sources that have sustained human health for centuries before pharmaceutical companies existed. Cloves are one of those sources, tested by time, validated by science, and available in any grocery store for a couple of dollars. You've lived decades of strength, resilience, and wisdom. Your body carried you through all of it. Giving it 2 small cloves each morning is a quiet act of gratitude, a way of saying, I'm still taking care of you. Start tomorrow. Put 2 cloves next to your coffee mug tonight so you see them first thing in the morning. Try it for 1 week. Pay attention to how you feel, and then come back here and tell me about it. If this video helped you, hit that subscribe button so you never miss our senior health content. We publish new research-backed videos every week designed specifically for adults over 60. Share this video with a friend, a spouse, a sibling, someone you care about whose joints ache or whose energy isn't what it used to be. They'll thank you for it. Drop a comment below. Are you going to try the 2 clove challenge this week? I genuinely want to hear from you. Take good care of yourself. You're worth it. And I'll see you in the next one.